Oh, well, hello. I'm out this morning on another chilly morning, just foraging for a bit of plant material. I've just been doing some high intensity training on my bike, trying to get my heart rate going. And anyway, so I've just found this cherry laurel here, which I'm going to be working with this morning. Later on, I'm going to do a little video around cherry laurel. And just because it's about choosing foliage, it's not actually suitable as a foliage plant, really, for flower arrangements. So I'm going to be looking at that. So this one here, it grows all over the place, great big leaves and these creamy white flowers, and I'm going to see if I can do something with that later on, do a little arrangement with that. Or anyway, look forward to catching up with you later on this morning. Bye for now. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope you had a nice weekend, and thank you for joining me this morning. I'm live at the moment, so I'm absolutely terrified. And let's hope that goes all right. So I can't really see if any. Please do post comments, but I might not be able to see them because my eyesight's not good enough, and I haven't quite worked out how to look at your comments. So anyway, thank you for being here. And what I wanted to do today, this is the arrangement I did last week, the hand tied, and I was just looking at it this morning, and you know, obviously some of these things have started to go over now, but these little spray carnations, they're just opening out. They look really nice, and some of the roses are still going, and some nice sort of freesias around here. So I thought what I'd do is actually take it apart and retie it and make a fresh design with a bit more new plant material. So that was my idea for today. And what I'm just in the garden at the moment, it's a sort of in between time between, you know, like the spring bulbs are sort of finishing and the summer stuff hasn't sort of started. There's a bit of a gap, and I just noticed there's this cherry laurel has got these flowers on it, and I thought so I'd use that in with that to make a, you know, to make a fresh bouquet. And I'm going to strip the leaves off this to just use the flower buds. Some of them are opening a bit and they're not, they're going over a little bit, but to use these flowers. And what occurred to me when I was doing it was this cherry laurel is really, it's just horrible. As the leaves, you can't use the leaves for flower arrangements. It's just really horrible. And I was just sort of thinking about on like market flowers at, you know, at Covent Garden, they have, you know, their sort of celebrity florists going round the flower market, and they, you know, and they're saying, oh, we've got this beautiful, you know, this is really lovely, and there's, you know, this is really lovely. So they're sort of taking you round, showing you all this beautiful plant material that's at the flower market. But the thing is, it's obviously all been selected because it's all good material for flower arrangements. That's why it's at the market. They wouldn't be selling it otherwise. So you can go round to the flower market and you can know that everything is going to be really perfect for you in you know, some way or other for your flower arrangements. But the thing is, what we're doing here is a different process, because maybe we are buying some flowers in the shop and you can know that they'll be all right. But a lot of the time I'm you know, foraging, going round the roads, looking at what's growing on the side of the road, or what's growing in the garden, and I have to make a selection as to, you know, I have to know whether it's suitable plant material. And and this laurel, it's not suitable for doing hand tides, or well, any sort of design really. It occurred to me that you know, if you go on a course at a flower school, and there's nothing wrong with that, that's a really good way to learn, all the material that you have there, it's all lovely, it's all suitable for you know, for floral design. You don't have to learn what is good for floral design and what isn't. And that would be that's a useful skill to have when you're going around the country lanes, to be able to look at stuff and say, well, that's no good. That won't work. That's a different skill. So what I wanted to do, I'm taking no time to get to the point, Colin, but to get to the point. But I just thought it would be useful to talk about, you know, to say why I'm so strongly against this cherry laurel as a foliage plant. And the long and short of it is because it's got big leaves. That's all there is to it. So why is it that the leaves are too big? But it's not just that they're too big, it's also that it's got tough leathery leaves as well. And I would say that makes it unsuitable, because when you're doing an arrangement, you sort of want it to look, you know, soft and feminine and delicate and light and all those sort of things. So you don't want these sort of tough leathery leaves. It's not going to look pretty, is it? So that's really, you know, why it's not suitable. And because it's not pretty and feminine and soft, and you want smaller leaves really to get that light, delicate effect. And in a way, I thought it's kind of common sense, really. But anyway, so I hope I'm not sort of teaching you to suck eggs. But I've just got this little container. It's just a kitchen. A little dish out the kitchen, a little Pyrex dish out the kitchen, and you just see on the patterning on the dish, these are little snowflakes, but how, you know, small they are for a dish. So if you were doing an arrangement in that dish, you wouldn't want you'd want something small to go. It would be out of keeping, and also like this isn't any good for you know, for flowers really, because it's too small at the top. But you know, it's a big, you know, big vase there, and you just look how small the small the design is. So these leaves, even if you had a big container like this, these leaves would be too big for that. And also, because I'm hoping that some people that are watching might be interested in textiles. I don't know, but if you are, I've got here a cushion cover, and it's actually from a, you know, it's a bit offcut from a curtain. So if you imagine this was a bouquet, you know, it'd be quite a big bouquet. But if you can look, the leaves on here, it's very small, little delicate leaves. And so if that was a fabric, you wouldn't really want whopping great big leaves on there. So as a rule of thumb, you don't want big leaves. If you've got a big design, I've got some birch. So if you were doing a big design, this birch is, you know, they're great big branches, but again, they've got tiny little leaves and these little lovely little catkins. So it's small. So yeah, so when you're out foraging around the lanes, you sort of need to be aware of that, about the scale of the thing in proportion to your design. And for this cherry laurel, you know, even if you'd have to have a really big design, you know, maybe you've got some hydrangeas or something like that, but even if you've got some really big flowers, it would still look tough and leathery and not very nice. And so it's a horrible plant. Don't grow it. It's nasty, ugly thing, and we don't really want it in our streets, thank you. But it seems to be very popular at the moment. It seems they're planting it everywhere. But having said that, this time of year you get these flower buds on, and as you can see, when you strip the leaves off, it's all lovely and light and delicate and pretty and small. So it actually looks quite nice, and it's got this sort of creamy white, and it's a sort of bit of brown in it as well. So it's actually, you know, the flowers are actually quite nice. And you know, again, this is one of these things. If you went to the flower market and tried, you say, oh, I want this thing that looks like that, you might struggle to get something like that. So it's quite a useful resource, and I mean, it just grows absolutely everywhere around here. I went out this morning, oh god, it's just growing, you know, even in country lanes. People are grubbing out the hedgerow and planting this stuff, and it's just horrible really. But anyway, so it's a useful thing this time of year. And I've just got some pistachio here, which is imported, but you know, these little delicate little leaves, that's really where we want to be going with this. So right, so I've got this one here. Oh, so I just picked this. This is Leylandii, which has been really sort of demonised as a you know, a thing that you don't want to have in your garden now. But even this, it's got these little sort of light feathery leaves. So this is much better for doing flower arrangements than the cherry laurel, because that's, you know, that's a big piece there, but it's all divided down into these little feathery things. I wouldn't say it's particularly beautiful, but it's much more useful than these plonker and great things. So anyway, so let's open this up and see what we've got. And I'm live, so I just hope I've got enough to do something with. And the thing is, this is why I love this this golden yew. I don't like the yellowness of it, but it's got these tiny little leaves. So if you do an arrangement, like say I did something in that and it was just this yew, because it's got these tiny little leaves, it would harmonise. It's all to the right scale sort of thing. So it would look pleasing. Or even if you did it that, because it's got these little leaves, it would look. I think it would look really nice. And even before you get started with flowers. So I think if you're and in practice, if you're arranging from home, you just have to take things from your garden. You know, and make you need to be able to go around and look and think about these things. Now these roses don't look too bad, to be honest. I think we might get another few days out of these roses. So a bit of recycling there, and you know that you know, these trees will just pick off the dead ones. But this has got some buds on there. I think this could yeah, this doesn't look too bad at all. Doesn't smell at the moment, but I think, you know, I think what I might do is with these, the flowers that have gone over, I'll take those off. But you've still got the buds. They're still interesting to look at, and the stalks definitely gone over. And these spray carnations, I mean, look at these. They're just fantastic. They're just opening up, beautiful. The colour doesn't really go, but they're really long shelf, you know, vase life. So yeah, they're looking. Look, there's still buds on there, looking really lovely, and. You know, this rose, so what I'm doing is I'm just picking off some of the petals to reveal, you know, the bud inside. Look at that, it's beautiful, that's lovely. I'm just looking to see if anybody's there. Is anybody there? I can't see if anybody's there. But anyway, so some more yew there. So yeah, these roses are doing all right. I think we'll get another, you know, another few days out of these. So, you know, this is, you know, instead of just sort of saying, oh, it's going over, and chucking it in the bin, and these sort of look a bit different now. Now they've got this sort of these pointy bits. They look rather nice. So anyway, so with the freesias, I'm just taking off the you know, the bits that gone over, and they're fine. Those will last. That's the stock. So that's all gone over, and some lovely spray carnations there. There's a bud there. So yeah. So I'm, with these freesias, I'm just picking off. The thing there, and so I'm hoping with this sort of you know, we've got this creamy thing going on here with the, yeah, you see that's sort of, it's chiming with these colours. They're the same colour there, so that's looking quite nice. And obviously the yew, it just lasts for, it just goes on and on forever and ever, to be honest. It you know, doesn't even need to go in water. So it lasts a really long time. So there we are. I'll make these roses last a bit longer. So they almost look like rosebuds now. So that's quite nice. Really getting a bit extra out of them. And those are looking good still. There we are. So yeah. So knowing what you know, what plant material you can use, it's a really, you know, I think it's a really important skill. So I think that's something that I need to look at a bit in the future, you know, over the coming weeks. Perhaps I'll look at that a bit more. But yeah, it's this thing about scale that you not to have really big things. And I notice in wedding bouquets there is this, you know, what is fashionable at the moment is these great big wedding bouquets with big like, I'm not got anything against dahlias, but like a big dahlia in the centre of the design and all these great big long branching things going out. Look, that's beautiful, that one. Absolutely still perfect. Stock, no good. And you know, I love dahlias, don't get me wrong, I love dahlias, but I just think in terms of these big bouquets with these big, you know, like might have a sunflowers or something like that in it, that they don't look sort of very sort of pretty and feminine really. They look like chunky and big, and I don't really I think you want something sort of dainty and pretty anyway. So I'm not really a fan of these big wedding bouquets, because if you were, say you were, I can't reach, but like say you wanted to wear a necklace or a brooch, you'd have sort of, even if it was a big chunky necklace, it would, you know, you'd only have sort of, the beads wouldn't be too big, would they? And like with these, if you know, say you were making a brooch, well, you wouldn't want a brooch that was a great big, it's too big, isn't it? And similarly, if you're carrying some flowers, you know, this is more in proportion to the human body. You don't want a dahlia which is sort of as big as your face in your wedding bouquet, I don't think, really. But anyway, so I'm not a fan of these huge, giant, great big dahlias in wedding bouquets. I don't think it's a good look. But I mean, it's, you know, just what's fashionable, I suppose, isn't it, really? So anyway, so and I was just thinking about this thing with doing small. I quite like to do some miniature designs maybe in the next few weeks. I really enjoyed working with with the video that's going out to my subscribers this week. I was working with miniature spray roses, and you know, they're not very environmentally friendly, I'm afraid, but you know, they're just the miniature, the smallness of them, they're really pretty just because they're so delicate and small. I think they're really lovely. And I was thinking that would be something I'd like to do, is some more sort of miniature designs would be lovely. A little miniature pedestal, maybe something like that would be nice. So right, so we're nearly done there. So let's just sort these out into to what they are. There's the, you know, really I've taken it, when I looked at it in the, you know, in the vase, it looked like it was dead and I was going to sort of ready to throw it away, but really it was only the stalks that needed to come out. Is that I think there's somebody there, so hello, I can't read. Is that Gabby's Gardening? Hello, I really enjoyed your live your live broadcasts from the Pacific Northwest, and this is what inspired me to go live today. So thank you for being here, and thank you to anybody else who's here as well. My eyesight is not so good, so I can't see what's going on. But anyway, yeah, so it's good, isn't it, to watch what other people are doing. And yeah, so I was watching Gabby's Gardening, and she was going around garden centres, and I love going around garden centres, and especially in other countries, and seeing what people in different parts of the world are growing, and I thought it was absolutely fascinating. So she's inspired me to go live. So right, so here's the plant material. So I just need to take a deep breath, and let's go. So and we'll just finish this off. So I think what I did was I put, what I'm going to do with these, I didn't like these sticky up bits that were on the U, so I'm going to take those off. I'll get rid of those. And there we are, that's it. And yeah, they were sort of sticky out. It's the way it sort of grows, really. It's a sort of a sticky outy thing. And what I wanted to say, because I'm you know, about garden centres and plants, and that really what we're doing in floral design, it's not like it's separate, that we do this thing indoors with cut flowers, and then there's this thing outside where people have gardens with, you know, clipped hedges and short grass. It's all part of the same thing. So I think looking at the way people, you know, the plants people grow in their gardens and stuff, and commenting on that, I think that's part of what we need to be doing here. And I do, you know, there are so many, there's so many thousands and thousands of beautiful plants that you could grow, and it's just such a shame. A lot of people in their gardens, they just grow horrible things that aren't really very nice, or they are not very nice to me. So anyway, so how am I going to do this? So I think did I start off with this last time? That looks a bit of an odd shape. I think I'm going to put that one in the middle because I don't really know quite what to do with that. And these roses, actually, they were all flopping over. I don't know if you remember last week, they were all drooping over, but they're standing up now. So, so we've got a bit more. We've got a bit more there. They've actually improved since last week, so they look a bit fresher now. So just do a quick little spiral, pop those all in, bit of foliage, and there will hopefully get another few days out of this. That would be lovely to get some more use out of that. So really, it's having the stuff out on the table is the most, I think that's the most important part of the process. That if you know, in floristry there's a lot of emphasis on sort of technique and mechanics and all that sort of thing, but I think you've got to get good stuff out down here on the table, to, you know, that's got to be your starting point really. And then, you know, the worrying about the design or how it all goes together, you don't have to worry about it too much. So this is going to be a bit smaller than last week, but that's okay because we're sort of recycling or upcycling or repurposing. I don't know what it is with this. So anyway, so I'm looking at the weather forecast this week. We've got some rain forecast on Thursday, so I'm really excited because it's been so dry here for the last, seems like forever. It's been cold with a bitterly cold wind and no rain. And I don't know if you remember, I sowed on my stories, I sowed a load of hardy annuals a couple of weeks ago, and it's never rained since I sowed them, so they haven't done anything at all. So I'm just really hoping we get some rain this year and this week, and then I can make a bit of progress with the garden and get things going. But I put these hardy annuals in, and I thought, goodness, if we don't, you know, I sowed, I'm sure it's in March I sowed them, when we're sort of now getting on to, you know, getting into the end of April, aren't we? And you know, obviously they've not done anything because we've not had any rain. So there we are. Let's just put that in there to even that one up. There we are, nearly done now. That's it. So I can't believe we've got another week's, well, I don't know that they'll last a week, but we've got another that's a bit, really, it's just astounding, really. There we are. So I'll just finish it off with a little bit of yew around the side there. That one looks a little bit long. Well, it won't move anyway. So there we are. So that's nearly done. Oh, a couple bits more. So yeah, it's a little bit lopsided, but I'm live, so there's no retakes. So anyway, so there it is. So there's a little hand tie there. I suppose I ought to tie it. I forgot to put my string, didn't I, in the water, having shared my tip last week about using wet string, but all's a bit come out there. Needs to go back in. Let's put that there. That's it. So we'll just tie that off. There we go. That's it. And so that was it. So cherry laurel, just incorporating, getting rid of the old plant material, and putting in some, you know, hedge clippings. I'm very keen on hedge clippings. So in this week's subscription video, my subscribers will be seeing another design based on hedge clippings, with some Photinia red robins. So I'll be posting about that as we go through the week. So there we are. I can see there's some more comments. So hello, if you're there. I don't know, I can't read it, I can't see without my glasses. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you ever so much being here with me. I've got to work out how to switch this off now, I don't know. But anyway, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye. Bye for now.